Next guest stepped down as Labour leader in 2015 after losing the general election to David Cameron's Conservatives. Ed Miliband, though, back this week reflecting on his time as leader in a new book, Go Big, How to Fix Our World. And he joins me now. Big claim. Well, what do you hope people are going to take from this, Ed?
That there are good ideas. It's great to be back, by the way. That there are good ideas to address some of the problems we have in our country, whether it's mums and dads having enough time off after the birth of their kids, proper childcare, affordable housing. You know, what losing the election did for me, one of the things it did for me was it gave me a chance to go and reflect, think about ideas around the world, how they're doing it better in other countries. And that's really, it's a podcast I do, but that's what the book is based on.
Right, it has. And do you feel as if it's a little bit of setting the record straight, a wee bit?
I think it's more reflecting, right. You know, and reflecting on why didn't I win the election. I sort of feel I should have been bolder, that I had more of a vision, but maybe I didn't get it across. And I'm not the leader of the Labour Party. I'm not going to be the leader of the Labour Party again, but I can still contribute ideas to make our country better.
No, absolutely.
And that's why I've sort of stayed in, you know, I look around and David Cameron's gone, Nick Clegg's gone, George Osborne's gone, you know, a lot of the people I was, you know, at the top of leadership with. And I decided to stay around because I want to try and make the country better. You
seem like so much more relaxed.
More human is what you want to say, Lorraine.
Yes. You do, because I remember interviewing you years ago, and it must have been probably in about 2014 or 2015, and you were so stiff, and you were listening. There was like all these people around about you, all these spin doctors saying, do this, do that, say this, do that. And now it's like you're just like you. And do you sometimes wish you had just actually just followed your heart?
Yeah, I think it's really hard when you're a leader of a political party because you sort of think to yourself, you've got this little alarm bell in the back of your head saying, is anything I'm going to say, is it going to be jumped upon? Am I going to say the wrong thing? And in a way that can make you too cautious and too risk averse. And that is a sort of reflection and a learning that I would have, that, you know, actually people want to see, you know, see who you are, you know, whether you've got a personality.
But you have, and you're funny.
I mean, discovered my personality.
I know, and you are funny. And in the podcast, you're hilarious. And I remember listening to it. Why could we not have seen that back in 2015? Because there is a direct line, isn't there? If you hadn't, you know, you and your brother hadn't battled for the leadership, he could have gone on to win. We don't know. And if he had, it's all this what if, isn't it? There'd be no Brexit, there'd be no divided country, there would have been no Jeremy Corbyn, there probably would have been no Boris Johnson. I mean, you can't really think about that, but does it keep you awake at night sometimes? I'm
not sure it keeps me awake at night. I don't think we can't know, can we? You know that film Sliding Doors, which was, you know, we don't know, you know, two different paths. We don't know what would have happened. I stood to be leader, and it was hard and it was painful and it was difficult against David because I felt I had something distinctive to say about where the country needed to go, about the problems of inequality, some of the energy companies that were sort of out of control, some of the issues that we needed to tackle.
That are still relevant today. But are you all right with your brother now?
Yes.
Is everything okay?
We are.
Because that would have been horrible.
We love each other.
Of course you do.
And, you know, we're not going to erase what happened, but we love each other and we talk a lot. And he, you know, I just sent him a copy of the book. He was very nice about it. You know, you move on. You move on.
The bridges have been rebuilt. Interestingly, I was very interested about your wife, Justine, who's a very intelligent, fiercely intelligent woman. And since your career, kind of, if you don't mind me saying...
Gone down exactly.
Right, OK. Yeah. She has flown.
I know. I was holding her back.
You were?
I was. But, you know, it's interesting because she was a barrister, a lawyer, and she had to be a political spouse as well. And I don't think we handled that very well.
We don't. You look at Sherry Blair. I mean, she got absolute pelters.
Yeah.
You know, it was very, very difficult because there's not really a position as such. And your boys, I mean, doing...
They're so sweet.
I know, they're so tiny. But do you feel, since you stepped back, you've got more time for them, that your priorities changed?
It's transformed our relationship, honestly. Well, because they were incredibly young when I was leader, and even when I was there, I felt like I often wasn't there, if you know what I mean, sort of mentally, psychologically. I was walking along the street with my younger son, Sam, the other day, and a woman passed me and said, I wish you were Prime Minister, mate. And I which sometimes doesn't happen every day, but it does sometimes happen. And I had a chat with Sam about it, and I said, well, it's probably better for you I'm not, isn't it? And he said, yeah.
Yeah,
It kind of is.
Really interesting, and you talk about it in the book about the fact that you've had therapy. You had therapy before you became Labour leader, stopped having it, but you've had it since then.
Partly to try and come to terms with losing.
Right.
Losing is really hard.
Yeah, of course it is.
And, you know, you put your heart and soul, I put my heart and soul into trying to win the election. You know, I felt like it was the right thing for the country. It was a sort of 24/7, you know, thing. And then suddenly, you know, wham, it's not there anymore. And all of your infrastructure sort of goes, all of the things that's supporting you. And, you know, I say in the book, you go from, you know, literally we were talking on the Thursday of the election about, you know, the call I'd have with Obama if we won.
Yeah.
And the next day you're sort of grateful for a call about your PPI. You know, it's like...
Yeah, exactly.
You know, your life empties.
No, it really does.
That's hard to come to terms with.
And I think it's right that you should have therapy and get help. You do swimming. You do the...
Yes.
Yes, I do that. Isn't it great?
Cold water swimming.
Don't you feel invigorated?
You feel invigorated. But we all us cold water swimmers, we're not shy about boasting about it, are we?
No. It's like being a vegan.
Exactly.
Everybody knows that you do.
Exactly.
You do that.
I was, you know, Christmas Eve is my birthday, and I was there on Christmas Eve at 4 degrees. 4 degrees centigrade.
Okay.
And apparently there's a video of you doing it. Is that right?
There might be.
I don't think there should. I think probably better not to have a video of me doing it.
That's
actually.
me in Orkney last week.
Oh, fantastic.
It was great, Ed. It was fabulous. I loved it. And I mean, look, that looks like the Caribbean. It was a tiny bit chilly.
But, you know,
bracing.
I was in yesterday and it's now 20 degrees. And I tell you what, when it's 20 degrees, I mean, that is positively balmy.
Happy, happy days. Now, we were talking earlier. Richard Madeley said to me I had to ask you about the bacon sandwich, although he called it a sausage sandwich, but never mind. What? I never really got that because nobody looks good scarfing a big giant
Why
sandwich.
didn't you tell me that before I ate the sandwich on camera, Lorraine?
But it was, I mean, it's a mad picture. But that will... Have you come to terms with that? Because that's always going to be there, isn't it?
Yes, after months of therapy, no. You know, yes, I have come to terms with it. I mean, I didn't... It's almost like bizarre me even saying this. I don't think I lost the election because of the bacon sandwich.
I don't think you did.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't think
it's like, and I can't. It's to attribute it to that.
No.
I mean... It's just one of those things, isn't it?
I know. We've all got those photographs that we wish had not.
You probably were told early on in your career, don't eat on camera.
It is mad, though, isn't it? When you think about it, it was so crazy.
Just one of those
There's
things.
loads of things I wanted to ask you, but obviously there's a couple of by-elections going on, so we can't really go into like politics and things like that. But advice for Boris Johnson as a human being and a new dad?
Well, I think it's about time with your kids. I mean, look, my biggest personal learning is, you know, making that time. I think it keeps you saner. It's so vital. It's, you know, in the end, late in life, am I going to be thinking, I wish I'd spent more time being a politician or more time being a dad? And I'm going to think, I wish I'd spent more time being a dad. And I know that how important that is now.
Ed, thank you. A joy to talk to you.
Really nice
What
to be
a change in a man.
Oh,
what a change in a man. And the book, Go Big, How to Fix Our World, is out right now. It's a cracking read. And the podcast, ladies, it's great. Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.